Is line dancing even for me? I asked myself this question so many times. I've heard so many reasons from different people of why they cannot or will not continue with this. Some of those reasons are legit, and I'm not gonna argue them. Some of those reasons pretty personal, but there are some reasons that sound a little bit made up. So if you're wondering if line dancing is even for you, and you already have all of those reasons in your head of why this activity may be boring, annoying, not fun, and all of the above, then keep watching. Maybe I'll change your mind. Is line dancing even for me? Hey, and welcome to my channel. I'm so happy you're back, and let's talk a little bit more about line dancing. Today, I want to chat about the reasons of why people are hesitant to go line dancing, or maybe they're hesitant to go back to line dancing. Sure, those reasons can apply to any activity, but I will be looking at those through the lens of line dancing. So, why do some people feel hesitant or even scared to give line dancing a try? I will assume that you are somewhat social person. You are able to make it outside. You don't have a social anxiety that mandates you to avoid crowds or people at any cost. So if you have any reasons like that, those would need to be addressed by professionals, and I'm definitely not equipped to judge those or address those. But good news is that line dancing is for anyone, regardless of your skill level or your experience. Now, let's assume you are at the bar. Imagine you're with your friends or even by yourself and you see people dancing. Someone tries to get you on the dance floor. And you're like, whoa, no, 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 no. And you come up with the multitude of excuses of why this is not for you. And maybe next time you decide, yeah, I don't really want to go because of all of these reasons. So let's start with those I've heard the most often. Number one, concern about coordination or lack of dance experience. I've heard this so many times. People come up and say, I've never danced before. I don't know if I can make it on the dance floor.
I'm not coordinated enough for that.
This is one of the most common fears that holds people back from trying. You may feel clumsy, you may feel awkward, you may feel out of place. I can relate to feeling awkward part. When I first came to the line dancing class, I was surrounded by people who seemingly knew what they were doing. They knew when to turn, they knew when to stop, when to clap, when to stomp, when to start. They knew all of the tags, they knew all of the music and all of the routines. And I was just amazed. And I was so hesitant about getting out there and even trying to follow those dancers. If you had any type of dance experience in your life, you know that you have to overcome it. At some point, you just have to get in front of people and just start dancing. And mind you, I do have dance experience in the past. And even so, I felt so out of place. Not because people were mean to me, but because of my mental internal fears. Key point here is to really enjoy your activity, to have fun, and of course, be respectful to the people around you. It also may seem that everyone is paying attention to you and everyone is looking at you and judging your every move. And if you mess up, everyone notice and everyone will point fingers or roll their eyes or turn away and start laughing at you. Trust me, I felt that so many times. All the beginners will face exactly the same challenges. Just be patient with yourself, and eventually you will feel less clumsy and more comfortable on the dance floor. Now, let's talk about number two, concerns about physical fitness level. Some individuals may hesitate to try line dancing because of the concerns about their physical fitness level. They might be worried that they will not have stamina or agility to keep up with all of the dance moves and that they may risk an injury by engaging into this physical activity. And to be honest, this is always a concern. But this type of concern is something that only you can estimate. I cannot tell you that nothing is going to happen. I cannot tell you that your fitness level is great for this activity. But I can tell you one thing: if you can walk, you can line dance. There are plenty of high energy line dances that require a lot of coordination and agility and ability to move your body quickly with precise direction. That is true. And I love those dances. Now I love those dances. In the beginning, I was terrified. I was terrified that I will not make the right turn and face the right wall. Experience comes with time. However, there is just as many or even more dances that would require pretty simple footwork. You don't really need to stress yourself that much. And also, you can take breaks. You can step away from the dance floor, have a drink, have a glass of water or a cocktail, and then come back to the dance floor. Number three would be negative past experiences. Unfortunately, this one will be very difficult to fight. Had I not have an amazing first line dance experience, I probably would not be back. I probably would be saying,
Meh, not for me. Ah, it's so boring. The people were rude on the dance floor.
that is all true. It happens more times than you can imagine. My first line dancing lesson was amazing because of extremely supportive and funny instructors. They were really engaging, they were cracking jokes, really helping the beginners to fall in love with line dancing and also succeed on the dance floor. Had I paid more attention to the rude guy pushing me off the dance floor right at the beginning of my line dancing journey, I would probably not be back either. I'm not saying he was absolutely bad behaved. He did try to push me off the dance floor as the song was finishing up and we were just laughing and having a good time. And don't get me wrong, horrible people exist everywhere. Ill mannered people, rude people also exist everywhere. As much as we are trying to make line dancing place accepting, inclusive, and friendly, you are likely to experience people that are extremely self centered, people that are only thinking about themselves. It mostly happens in the bars, but in the community centers or dance studios, everyone is likely to behave in a more friendly manner. So when you facing those people that are trying to ruin your day, just ask yourself, should this unfortunate encounter affect my life that much? As long as you're staying safe and having fun, let all the meanies be mean. Cannot fix them. Reason number four. I think it's reason number four. Stereotypes. Stereotypes may hold you back from so many activities in your life. So, one of the responses or comments that I've heard in my past is,
Isn't line dancing just for country people?
and I was like,
I guess.
I don't know. I didn't grow up with line dancing. I have not been preconditioned. I didn't have any stereotypes around it. I just went and started enjoying it.
Going back to my first experiences, I was a little bit hesitant at first because I was going to a country bar. And like I mentioned, I do not listen to the country music. And I came to discover that there are so many different music genre that's being played.
So you can definitely enjoy line dancing, even if you do not like country music. Another stereotype that I've heard, or another comment that I've heard, mostly from the guys,
I don't dance.
okay, guys, if you do not want to dance, I'm not forcing you. Support the walls, whatever you want to do. Don't dance. But I'm telling you, you can look incredibly handsome when you are out there on the dance floor. It's a great way to socialize. If you don't like to socialize, it's just a great way to keep your mind off the problems, keep your mind of other issues. It's just you, the dance floor, that's it. And also, if you feel like it's being too ladylike, give me a break. There may be other stereotypes associated with line dancing, such as being for specific age group or demographics. And like I said before, I've seen so many different people of different life paths, different life stages, different ages and abilities, races on the dance floor. All of them enjoying it and all of them having fun. So why not try? Why let those stereotypes hold you back? My suggestion there would be try it for a few weeks. See how it goes. See how friendly the place you go into is. It may be that that place is just not filled with friendly and welcoming people, but it also may be a place where you can find friends, when you can find support, and you can find something else in your life that brings you happiness. So the next one is line dancing is not challenging enough.
Oh, line dancing is so boring. It's so repetitive. It's not challenging enough.
Okay, I can accept that, and I understand where it's coming from. A lot of beginner dances are very basic. And after a few times, after a few tries, when you mastered moving around, start getting every wall, it is boring. It gets extremely boring. But my first year of line dancing, I was going to that bar 3 times a week. I was there on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Every time coming to a lesson and then staying for the social part. It was crazy. I knew every dance by heart. I almost knew every song by heart. But after a year and a half, the beginner dances started to be very boring. So, what do you do when it's too boring? You add style to it, you add variations to it. And I'll tell you a little bit about styling and variations in line dancing in my next videos. But you can make line dancing as fun as you want it to be. You can make it as challenging as you want it to.
Yes, you still have to follow the same choreo that everyone else does.
But you don't really have to dance the same. You don't really have to dance all of the dances. As I was getting comfortable with all of the challenge dances and all of the very complex dances, I took my breaks. I was sitting down during the basic ones and I was chatting with people, making new friends, having a drink, or just cooling down. If you dance multiple high energy dances in a row, it feels like a Zumba class. Line dancing can be absolutely boring, but it also can be very rewarding. I understand it from the point of those of you who do freestyle dances. Right now, I'm learning how to dance salsa and bachata. This is absolutely different experience. In salsa, as a follower, I have no idea what the next move is going to be. It is so different from line dancing, and I still love it. All I can tell you is that there is a way to add styling and variations to all of the line dancing. And as you become more comfortable with it, you will learn it as well. And if all of this is still not fun enough or doesn't sound like something you may continue trying, that's okay. Maybe line dancing is not for you. There are plenty of other activities in the world that you can try. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. So in my next video, I will also be sharing some tips around line dancing. Until the next time, keep dancing and living your life to the fullest.
Give it a like, subscribe, comment below.